was just talking about this on my live earlier. You see how shit work out? I was just talking about this Buster on my live. And look who rap, street news, and politics. Go home. Get out the way. You got a whole home. Sheesh. Can't have nothing.
You know, we got caught in London. Real GBO blood. See all that hater at crib, Nick. Not even matter than that, boy. RP Nick, no. Smoking on Nick right now.
Apologize, Nick, for spilling.
I'm sorry for this one.
Say Nipsey, bro.
I'm sorry for this Nipsey.
Nipsey Hustle, homie.
I'm sorry for this Nipsey Hustle. I'm sorry. Chopper.
He said, I'm sorry. He said, sorry,
running through bush.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, Gaston, he's the one that did that. That's the only thing between me and you, is what I'm saying. He just chatted up and actually from the hood and they're snitching. I'm not from nowhere.
He said, I'm not from nowhere.
Rap news, politics, the best hood channel on YouTube. And we back in LA about to touch on somebody that's still playing with their life in these streets. We got Gaston McWeeny, aka GBO
McJweeny.
Now for everybody that's not,
yeah, y'all know the McJweeny.
This is
you know the Jweeny, man.
Started his own gang coming out of Lakewood. Lakewood is just east of Northside Long Beach. It really is going to be known solely for the Lakewood Mall. There's really nothing else that's coming out of Lakewood. It's a really nice area, definitely not known for its gangbang. The closest hoods that's going to be surrounding Lakewood is going to be hoods in Northside Long Beach, Hawaiian Gardens, Artesia, on the borderline of East Lakewood, and Bellflower. But Lakewood as a whole, 95% of it is really going to be upper middle class families reside in this section, not with the gang activity. But this is where we get a special situation where GBO Gaston has formulated his own hood over here called Get Back Official on Painter Avenue between Delamo and Candlewood. Now, over the years, we've seen a lot of people really do a lot of popping it on the internet, trying to get famous off the cloud, and kind of just going to the extreme to make their presence felt on the internet. 9 times out of 10, those are always the people that end up getting smoked or going to prison over the games that they playing in the streets. And he's really just next in line to take part in one of them situations. You know, over the years, we've seen a lot from this dude. We've seen him implicating himself in a homicide. We've seen him take credit for a shooting that happened on Instagram Live. We also seen him claim to be the one that actually shot Nipsey Hussle when he was killed.
Nigga, I'm not playing about that shit, nigga. I seen him in front of All Money In's store, nigga. Seen him with his daughter, nigga. I shot him, nigga. I was like, hey, where you from? He was like, I'm from 60. I said, all right, nigga, GBO, shot him, nigga. Got loose, nigga. I'm on the E-way right now doing the dash, nigga. I got away from the car shit, nigga.
Wow, so you telling me and everybody else on this motherfucking ride that you shot Nipsey Hussle?
I shot Nipsey Hussle. Yeah, I didn't make money. I shot Nipsey Hussle. Come get me. I shot him.
We see them in the interrogation room playing with them people over Mariah Carey's house being fly. And we've also seen them dissing a lot of dead homies from a lot of reputable sets in the city. And everything at this point is kind of bubbled up to where it's more probable than not that this dude's life gonna be taken real soon. And we gonna speak on all the events that he's become infamous for throughout the city, as well as touch on his home life with his family and show y'all how this dude not even like that. So let's rewind like the clock back to about 2020, 2021 when he first hit the scene. We know his main primary beat started with somebody named Eric Vincent Osby, aka Block Boy, who's allegedly from Mob Piru in Compton. Now, both of them dudes, young kids at the time, just going back and forth. But after a few events took place between them two, which we're going to speak on, Gaston seemingly puts his feet deep in the street shit when he decides to actually start dissing hoods out here. So we first seen this dude in 2021.
Yeah, I seen this.
Pulling up an Eastside Black Bandit Crip hood on the east side of
my niece showed me this. I was like, he had a pocket.
Come on, you can't walk. Cause the bitch ass boy got shot. Nigga, fuck shot his arm down. You look, cars put him like the scary. Look,
he said, "Fuck all the dead." This nigga wild.
I'm about to walk with it.
He didn't gang bang. He said, "Fuck all the dead." That nigga wild. Hit that like button.
You just like Shot Jackson, the nigga that got shot. Nigga, nigga already down.
He showed himself on Gaviota 10th Avenue. This is somebody that got shot and was in a wheelchair at the time, and also dissing all the Black Bandits' dead homies. Now, at this time, he was trying to fit in with these Northside Long Beach Crips. in the Carmelito projects, the Brick Boys. We done seen him associated with Hitman 50, a dude named A. Beezy, records with Jabalo. He wanted to fit in with these dudes on the north because, like I said, Lakewood is not a reputable side of town. It's not a town you can just be banging, especially for the activities that he was looking to get himself into. And with Black Bandit being an enemy set of the Brick Boys, of course he gonna start beefing with these dudes. And of course he was playing with a little bit of fire when he was going back with some of these young dudes claiming a mob on the east side of Compton, which is when we seen somebody from Peru catch him lacking at the courthouse in 2021. But like I said, in 2021, he was just getting his feet wet. 2022 is when he decided to turn this shit up a notch and go to Nipsey Hussle grave and his mural and spit at his grave site and throw some piss on his picture in his hood.
My boy, nigga. Sister's gonna get him, nigga. Nigga, you see the time and all that? 7:40, nigga, on a dead homie, nigga. You see the piss? Finna throw piss on cut on a dead homie's cut. Look, piss on cut, nigga.
Now, it's common sense that this will have the whole city in an uproar. And there was really no good reason for him to do any of that. He's not from LA. Dudes he hanging around with was not beefing with the 60s, but he feels like this was a good idea to get his name out there. Then we're going to speak about his true motives as well. Now, after that, it seemed like he just want to start beefing with all the neighborhood Crips. Because shortly after this situation, we catch him beefing with C-Mac from Rolling 50s. Where now
he wasn't. He was just clout chasing.
In front of Tucci from Block.
That's all it was.
And
Clout
in front
chasing.
of Bonelli from 6-0. He also proceeded to disrespect all of the Rolling 50 dead homies and say he was smoking on Nipsey.
Weird ass nigga on the dead homies, niggas know. Niggas always in my pocket, nigga. Niggas know on the dead homies, nigga. I got a 55th right now with my blower, nigga. I got 55 shots, nigga, on the dead homies, nigga. I got 55 shots in the clip, nigga. On crib, nigga. Niggas know. Nigga, I'm sliding right now, gangs like, nigga. Dead homies, bro. Nigga.
So playing on them
That nigga
games,
wildin'.
especially with those specific people on live, automatically is putting this dude in a bad position on the west side. With this in the 50s and the 60s, in front of some dudes from Hunnids, who also rock with the neighborhoods, is putting a big target on your back.
Yeah,
But around the same time,
them was some faces though. He said it to some faces. That nigga
tries
tripping.
to take it to
That's why I started dying laughing. I was like, oh yeah, this nigga gonna die. Them
niggas
niggas be over there.
Now, not only did he pull up in the Nickersons, diss the bounty hunters and they dead homies, and diss D3 as well as drop D3 location to his crib or whatever, he pulls out a shirt of one of D3 deceased homies, lights it on fire, and spits on it, continuing his dissing of the dead.
That ski mask on, killer got a blow nigga down, nigga. You all dead on me, nigga. You see that dead on me burning right here. Look at the face, look at the face. Show the face, show it down, me burning. Look, it's on cut. Look, show me spitting on cut. Spitting on down on look. Don't cut in there, nigga. Put that on me. All on the floor, nigga. I'm a nigga for my shit.
And then he's also seen around the same time beefing with the Grape Streets on live. But something else that we're gonna touch on in this video is his ties to these areas, his family background. Because his father stays on Wilmington, in between these bounty hunters and the Grapes, Mr. Jimmy. So, it's not really known why he decides to play all these games, because the clout can't be this worth it, especially when you start introducing your people into the mix. But after this situation, especially with the Nipsey dissing, like I said, he was cool with the Brick Boys in the 50s, and he did a song with Jabalo called Slauson. At this time, he falls out with Jabalo over that dissing. Jabalo doesn't want to associate himself with Nipsey, and rightfully so. Nobody should want to associate themselves with this dude unless they full-fledged enemies of the neighborhoods for the most part. And even then, man, in today's climate, a civilian may even knock your ass over because you dissing Nipsey. But in 2022, his beef ain't stopped there with Jabalo. This is when the situation happens where he goes on live with a dude.
Yeah, he was tweeting.
Gun.
I ain't gonna lie, he was living like he was in Chirac.
Shooting a gun.
He was acting like Lil Jeff, but he wasn't busting on nothing.
Mr. Get It Done is sitting right
but
there.
I remember he was supposed to have shot at this
dude.
nigga.
The bullet missed him. He say dude missed. And he takes credit and admits to shooting a gun in broad daylight. But he claims he's not a snitch. Well, I mean, if you're snitching on yourself, I don't know.
Yeah, he burned.
God damn it.
He's shiny man.
But he was also with the dissing of these dudes up at No Jumper around this same time. Like I said, at this point in 2022, he really wanted to get cracking. Also, he can get an interview up at No Jumper with Adam 22. He allegedly pulls up to Whack 100 house and pulled up to Adam 22 house looking for these dudes, beefing with Brick Bay, and pulls up to No Jumper and pisses on No Jumper's doorstep. So, just doing a lot of little kid shit, but tying everything in with this gangbang. But it seemed like he wanted to pick up the torch where Block Boy left off. Now, everybody knows that Block Boy started all this bullshit in the city with playing games like this on the internet and dissing hoods at random. We seen Block Boy go at it with the Hoovers, pulling up at their hood park, whacking them dudes out, dissing all their dead homies. He also pulled up to the Bounty Hunters, dissing the Bounty Hunters' dead homies. Pulled up to PJ Watts, dissed they dead homies. He was also dissing Dodge City, the same hood Rimble from, and he was dissing them Eastside 4-pack gangsters off 43rd. And with him claiming the Takers or Mob Paru, of course he was dissing all Compton Crips.
Takers.
But the only person that really
smoked in the Prius. That shit was comedy.
GBO
I was like, this nigga was riding a fucking Prius,
fresh out of high school,
talking that shit,
playing games in these streets. Both of them were seen having a lot of back and forth. But I'm gonna keep it real. GBO Gaston was extremely turned down when Block Boy was around.
Oh, I'm talking about where you from?
Man, I just said this on my last live, and then look what happened. Look what hit the net. The same. I think niggas be watching me and bringing that shit back.
GBO, nigga, come here.
On my mama, the bigger platforms, I think they be watching me.
GBO, nigga.
I need that 5-down rollie. Where the rollie at?
Bitch, nigga.
Where the rollie?
This is why we seen him doing all these crazy antics ever since Block Boy was taking out this shit. We seen Block Boy pull up to his crib multiple times, hit a whole Street Fighter beat down on his Benz, spent his block multiple times. But everything bubbled up for Block Boy when somebody killed him over here in Lakewood on 207th Street in the Trey 57 Hustlers, not too far from Hawaiian Gardens. Now, 2 days after Christmas, somebody put a shot in this dude's head in broad daylight for all that playing. His people had to put up that GoFundMe, was celebrating that he gave his life to Allah, and tried to claim a senseless act of gun violence was the reason why they 19-year-old loved one checked out this shit early. But we know that's always the case, especially when you this young. Your people don't know you out here being stupid and playing games with some dudes that's really in the street, really not on the internet. But after this murder, we see GBO Gaston, like I said, somewhat taking credit and implicating himself in this homicide because it took place in Lakewood.
Hey, y'all remember when Cuz took my car, right? Now Cuz dead, right? In the grave, right? Dead bitch, nigga. Spit on Cuz. Yeah, spit on Cuz. Cuz down. What that say? Lakewood, right? Damn, where I live? Oh no, I think I'm in Lakewood right now. Where am I at? Oh, it is Lakewood.
Mm-hmm.
We seen A-BZ from Brick when he was cool with Brick, laughing with him on live. We seen Hitman 50 laughing with him on live. And we seen Treyway from Hoover laughing with him on live. Now, at this point, his situation with Treyway seemed to be his last lifeline. They shared a commonality in both beefing with Block Boy because Block Boy was
Everybody wanted to smack down GBO. All in the summertime.
Brick Boys and dissed all the
Right when Nipsey died,
everybody
was like, he was the hottest boy in LA. They was gonna smoke that
talking
nigga.
with Treyway.
That's for
Talking
sure.
about they gonna slide on the photos when Treyway get out. But I don't think he's gonna be around when Treyway get out. I'm gonna keep it real. But with all that being said, the main thing is Fenice McWeeny, his mother, a social studies teacher, didn't raise her little boy like this. Now she's taught
Social
middle school.
studies teacher.
She taught at his high school when he went to Narbonne in Harbor City. She also taught for his brother in high school. You know, she one of the mothers that almost seemed to coddle her son. And this is probably why he wanted to go against the grain so hard, because his mama had him in a chokehold trying to keep her baby out the streets. Now, like I said, his father, his biological father, stays over here on Wilmington.
Oh, wow.
Somewhere in between 112th and 105th. I just say that. The 10 lines is over here.
They telling
like I said, in between breaks and the bounty hunters.
Damn,
he
his
wasn't
pops
in his
ain't
crib on
safe.
Tater Avenue.
They just told where his pops live.
Like he spoke on, he got a little brother in that DC Baby Draco interview. His little brother's father was over here on Hater Avenue.
It's bad.
And was probably whooping that boy ass.
Yeah, he in the military.
War veteran.
Hell yeah.
So it seemed like he was stuck between a rock and a hard place. He got his mama in high school, probably pulling his ear because everybody knows the kids whose mamas and their daddies work at the school.
Look at how he dressed. He ain't never been bad no days.
Square as hell. Was never getting into trouble. And if they was, man, their mamas was coming to pull their ear to that office. And then when he get home, his step pop just hate looking at him because that ain't his son. So he probably just hating life over there on Hater Avenue. But before they got on Hater, his mom was looking at a spot over on Minturn. I believe they didn't get that house, which is why they moved into the Manor Apartments, where this dude starts a gang, GBO. But like I said, the gang banging wasn't on the forecast with this dude. His mom was taking him on cruises, trips to Frisco, always taking pictures of her boys when they not looking, just loving life. He was playing basketball. She said ball his life, but the nigga was trash. He couldn't get right. We seen that prom. His mama had to hook him up with one of her students to go. Like I said, everybody know them kids that had their parents working there. They wouldn't know nothing. They couldn't smack nothing down. And his family was so happy when he made it to his senior year over at Carson. Now I say all that because I'm very sure his mama gonna say the same thing Block Boys people were saying. That it was a senseless act of gun violence that took this dude out. An accident. This lady finna be 57 next month, man. You gonna keep putting your mama through this for no reason. You ain't no real gangster. You remember that time when somebody broke into your mama's car and took your lunch money for the month and took your brother's cell phone. And y'all had to file that police report with the Lakewood PD. You remember that? This that same woman that's going to be picking out the trim on your casket because you think you tough. Jimmy Harrison and Edwin is going to be carrying your casket. Probably Corey too, if you keep playing with these streets, man. But it may be too late to even turn back. I'm going to keep it real. All that shit probably a wrap. But the thing is, if the streets don't take him out, jail may say this dude life. So we see he got a little track history, called himself trying to put in work. He had the burglary in 2019, another forgery charge in 2020, another taking a vehicle without consent in 2022, a controlled substance charge in 2023. And this dude bragged about his latest charges with the kidnappings and a couple 211s, where he was bragging about having a $250,000 bill, talking about having a house to put up.
Man, that shit was crazy, man. We had $1 million bill, bro. $1 million bill. Man, we were sick to our stomach, man. We calling in that we need a house, everything. We need a house.
Man, is that why your mama had to get a P.O. box in Fontana? Because she had to strip her shit to get you out? Because you was doing some dumbass shit? It's people like this that haven't woke up that deserve to be taking out this shit. I'm going to keep it real. You want to be in the game, you got to hold your own shit, not having your mama come bail you out at 25, finna be 26 in December. Still having her move around for your ass. Crazy. Brother just graduated high school, and they looking at you like you a dumbass. But after he done bailed out, we done seen him hit the streets again, back into the beat. So we seen him now cornering his shit off, beefing with Big Sad, dissing the PBG dead homies on Cadillac in front of Jones Market.
That shit was comedy. GBO was going up. He was worse than Brick Baby got his antics from him. Even Crip Mac. Like nigga, this nigga Super was going up on everybody. He showed him how to 607 everything. He clout chased to the top. Everybody knew GBO.
Like I said, he was cool with A-Beezy. He got songs with A-Beezy. Songs with Jabalo, Hitman 50 was on this shit. He was cool with this
GBO,
dude.
he was the master of starting beef with niggas he couldn't handle.
So he thought they was still cool, even like I said in that DC Baby Draco interview. He was good. They cool. He gets in the back seat with these dudes, and they halfway kidnapped the nigga. He had to run. They told him stop playing, stop doing that. And as soon as he was done running, he cut the camera on, still trolling. He went to, I believe, a dude from Brick Boy's gravesite after this and said that A-Beezy's gonna be the next one in the grave.
You'll never know for your homie a snake, bro. The homie look at me. AB, you a bitch, bro. If I catch you, I'm gonna kill you on the crib, nigga. You a bitch, nigga. Bricks and all they dead homies, nigga. You know where I'm at, nigga. I'm right here. This is where you go end up. You go end up just like your dead guy, nigga. Just like the birds, nigga. On the crib, nigga. You know how I'm on, nigga. Fuck bricks and all they dead homies. But
Now somebody did make him apologize for that Nipsey dissing, but that shit don't even matter. There ain't no apologies at this point. So this is why he trying to align himself with the Hoovers now, with Treyway now. He think he found a friend. But man, he couldn't even navigate a section that he's familiar with in the north of Long Beach. And he got backdoored. What you think these West Side niggas gonna do? You better stop playing. Just because you diss a neighborhood don't make you cool with the Hoovers. Especially if you dissing the gangsters in PBG. At some point, that's gonna have to be talked about if you kicking it with the Hoovers. Because we done seen Sad do records with Treyway as well.
Yes, he did.
Like I said, the clock is ticking on this dude, man.
Yes, he did.
And you never know, this video may save this dude's life, or at the least give you the facts about why he did when you watch him. But hey, like he said, he not no snitch. When he was behind them walls, he said he ran phase with the neighborhoods and the gangsters, but it was rumors of him being in a psych ward. And in 2022,
yeah, he was getting them pills.
He a mental competency hearing in one of his proceedings. So as we see, man, this dude is
so he was at the mental health people.
He lied about
it ain't PC
to the north side,
but
they called him out on that.
It's next door to them niggas.
This is all fun and games to him. And somebody gonna turn his lights off. If jail don't save his ass, man, I'm gonna keep it real.
Look at this
but
nigga.
To cap it all off, we also see some dirty allegations on this dude's name, where a female was accusing this dude of messing with her when she was 15 and he was 21.
Mom, don't call the cops.
Oh wait,
Open it.
Mama, don't call the cops.
That's cap. That's cap. That's cap. Don't lie like that's cap. That's cap. That's cap.
Now, this is the definition of the bad people, man. This dude is no good in the streets.
He's the who's who.
He's
Baby B. Bray's word. He said bad people.
Dealing with, doing records with.
He said bad people.
With none of that, man. This dude should be booted out the city or taken out this shit, man. It's Rap News Street Politics, the best hood channel on YouTube. Y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. We're gonna keep coming with this heat, man. We out.
Had to do it. I told you I was just talking shit. Man, my shit always tripping. But yeah, today, your boy gotta take the whipski to the shopski. Yup. I will be taking this to the auto body shop today. Look how they did me. They tried to throw me 2 bands for this, bro. Can you imagine an adjuster or the person that hit your whip try to tell you they gonna give you $2,000 for this, for all this, bro? Man, I read that like, what the hell? Oh yeah, I'm getting a new one. I don't know what it's gonna be. It's gonna be a new one. It's gonna be a new one. So, look at her. She want to go get a dog. What the hell she want to go do? Get a goddamn dog. Move. Go. Go. That was a picture with X4 and 4 Extra when they was kids. Yeah, X4, you can't say nothing about that. You can't say him from his hood. He got the baby pics. I don't got baby pics like that. Not of myself. I don't know if the homies got them, but I never kept that at my nigga. Hell no, I didn't want that shit. Nigga, my mama would have beat my ass. She seen that shit in my room. And I'm talking about belt to ass. She seen that shit. Nigga, she probably would have turned me into the police herself.
These big problems.
Go back to this nigga Brick is the trick though. Go back to Brick is the trick though. Oh, and everybody, I did get on oh, let's hear this live. This the new update.
Posted on this YouTube
This
channel,
the new
including
update
videos,
of
images,
Brick
and
Baby
audio
and
are
Loose
reserved
Cannon.
solely
The
to the
saga
channels Sharice Mills
continues.
and Loose Cannon.
Let's see if we can
Please
all
refrain
tell
from
that
continuing
these
to post
niggas
any
is fucking
unlawful use
lying.
of our content from here on out. Please reach out to cutthecontent@gmail.com
Yeah, they whipped his
for
ass out,
authorization
gang.
rights to any of our posted contents moving forward.
You know what I'm saying? All that. And I'm gonna be real with you. It don't even matter what other dude. He ain't gonna never, bro. He might get out when he's 75. You know what I'm saying? They really got all you niggas on the same floor? That's right. Yeah. That's right. I really ain't trying to make you sign that.
Bro, I don't want to say it. Oh, man.
I'm gonna defend his son for it. Even though he didn't defend mine, I'm gonna defend your son because his son don't deserve that shit.
But that's goofy. I don't even know where the tank on it.
Yeah, that shit ain't cool, bro. That's fucked up. That's real fucked up.
Yeah, I don't even why do it when he going here? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that ain't cool, bro. I don't like that shit. I know, I've been doing that man since he was a kid, bro. That ain't cool, bro. All the niggas is running with it, too. They running with that. Sharice, you ain't seen that shit?
No.
Listen, that shit. Look, it's the narrative.
Sharice sound depressed like a motherfucker.
He killed the boy because him and his son that played for the NFL was lovers.
What?
That's wild.
That shit is everywhere, Sharice. Watch when you Google it. When you Google it, it's everywhere. The internet shit is wild as a motherfucker.
Ain't it? And you the author of the book.
Y'all go to the bar
Fuck you mean?
tomorrow, right?
You and Adam 22. Y'all the authors of the book. Internet shit is crazy.
And what they got? Who, Brink?
No.
Ringo.
I nigga.
Yeah.
What do you want the court for, though? I know they gonna deny his shit.
I don't know. Me and him got into it this morning because he was saying.
Me and him got into it this morning. Here goes a story. The only thing true that I can say Loose Cannon said was this. This the only thing Loose Cannon said that was true. Because we don't know if it was creamy and we don't know if it was crunchy.
The only reason why he's hot is because of him.
Yeah, I'll be the neighborhood hero. Boy, stop playing with me. And, and go back and forth.
I mean, bro, listen, bro. Even if they give that nigga a dub, he don't get out until he's 75, my nigga.
Yeah, they moved Big U to another floor, and they were
Who the
trying to
hell
move
want to
Big
get
Baby
out
to
of
that
jail
floor, and Big
at
Baby
75?
apparently.
Nigga, your dick
And
don't even
he's
work
like,
at
"You have to put me in the hole.
75.
I ain't moving." Like it's like
He's
you're
a
trying to set him up.
straight trick.
Yeah, but what?
Mm-hmm. Big Baby. He told me that when he was on the phone.
And still calling him by gang name.
Mm-hmm. They were trying to move him.
Never learn, never learn.
I think that was a while ago.
Oh, that was a while ago? I didn't know when it was. But still, it doesn't matter when it is. They're trying to move him to see what he'll do.
By itself, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So he's still, you still on your floor then, right?
Yeah, he on the floor.
the same thing. Same level, same everything. They tell me that, the D-Jack nigga tell us that, old boy's son called him and said his dad keeps stressing him out trying to get him to pay for an attorney. Yeah, pay for another one. He already got, I think, like 3. Yeah, 3? What you mean? What do you need a number for? I don't know. I hear he had David Chestnut in Vegas.
Your phone's about to cut off, honey.
But that's for the body.
Oh, he's gone.
Man, it's hot as hell today. It's supposed to be 90
90
degrees today,
At
gang.
the 10-minute mark.
It feel hot as fuck up in my spot.
Wow, that was a very explosive phone call. Isn't that crazy, you guys? Big U, Loose Cannon, Brick Baby, all in the same vicinity? I mean, I couldn't believe it.
I
know,
say
I'm
it's
just
a
as-
goddamn lie. Stop
flabbergasted
lying
as
to the
all of you
public.
guys
This ain't
that are hearing this
Days of Our Lives and
conversation.
Young and the Restless,
It's like,
man.
Why would they be put together?
Look, she like got
Whether
this
it
whole
be for the
narrative
whole
that's
time
just
or
so
part of the
beautiful.
It just doesn't make any sense, right?
Yeah, it sure don't.
To me, it's just like,
You ain't got me fooled.
this gotta be a setup. This
You
gotta
know,
be,
something.
like,
You gotta
they
be
must
something.
be bugging the spots
Ain't that
out.
something?
Of course, Cannon knows,
Conspiracies,
okay,
conspiracy.
don't trust anything
Ain't that
up in
the
there.
therapy?
But still, it's just crazy that they would do that. I don't know if they wanted them to fight. I don't know if they were
Me
expecting them to
neither.
turn on each other or
It's crazy.
talk about things. But one thing's for certain and two things for sure. They actually fought together when the other side was messing with them, which is kind of strange, right?
Man,
But, I don't
shut your ass
understand
up.
street politics. I learn something new every day. And I see y'all comments talking about, sometimes you got to put aside your feelings and the things you're going through when it comes to politics inside there. You got to fight alongside your enemy to, handle the other enemy.
Yeah, I
So
know.
kinda get that now.
It's so
But
crazy.
initially, I was just like, what the
It's
heck?
so crazy. I can't
I'm sure a lot
deal.
of y'all who don't understand it too, who's listening to this, is saying the same thing I'm saying. It's just
I
like,
just
wow.
can't deal. It's too crazy. Shut your dumb ass up.
Act baby. Yo. Yeah.
It's Brick and Loose the Trick.
You already know, ain't nothing to stop this right here, cooling.
Just some more snitching on the federal phones. I'm Brick the Trick, the tap wire Brick Trick. Gonna get a nigga flip. Gonna make sure I slam dunk it in court. Get you niggas to keep telling.
Man, we was having a good time on making content, man. I want to get back to making content. I don't want no legal shit going on, bro.
Yeah, man, you already know. Just in the middle of
You see how academics made that clear when they got on the phone. Yeah, I don't want to be. I don't even want to get talked to by the feds. You dig? Yeah, he just told him that.
I don't want to think it, but we might thinkable tomorrow. It might be the pop out because I got like 1.
Remember I said Brick Baby and Loose Cannon ain't getting out today? I was gonna waste my gas on going to the federal building, and you niggas was gonna watch me.
Yeah, I'm hoping y'all both get out, man. You can fight whatever better from outside the walls and inside them shit,
Come on, man. And then I'm coming to see you as soon as I touch down. Don't worry about it.
Come on, man. Again.
So I can cloud it up some more, cause I'm Brick and I'm a Trick.
Let me tell you this, man. Again, obviously, like, we put our differences behind us, but I like everybody up in here.
He said I like everybody up here.
I like everybody in this
Academics
space. I just want everybody to do
weaselly.
good, man.
He's the East Coast Poetic Taco. Don't he look like Poetic Flacco?
Man,
Just a light-skinned version.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. It's cool though. They gotta make it look bad. But like I said, I got all.
They gotta make it look bad. Nigga, we got the paperwork.
They make me look like the big bad wolf. I ain't even on that case.
Oh, you want us to go to the paperwork? Okay, we're gonna go to your paperwork right after this. Yeah, we're going to your paperwork right after this. Yeah, we gonna show Brick is the trick. I'm gonna do this nigga like academics. We gonna go right to his paperwork right after this. You ain't getting away with nothing, my boy.
Ain't no way y'all just
Yeah, you talked about Neptune Lagoon. You got me west side fucked up. Or you want to shoot it out on the internet? Nigga, I'ma gun you down.
Damn.
Pause.
Hey, listen, that's it. That shit on the streets. That shit on the streets. We right here. Nigga, that's all we got. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I thought that was like a setup or some shit. I'm like, yo, hold on now. Hey, they did that. We gonna talk when we get right there. Yeah, we gonna talk right there. But y'all been good though. How's the day to day in there though? Yeah, it's cool. I mean,
we running content. You know, it's all about. It's Brick the Trick. I'ma tell you niggas, we had a fade up in here. We lying. You know, I'm going to tell y'all we getting out Wednesday. We just lying. As long as y'all keep like, comment, subscribing, we bring them the big platforms up with us, show their face. We can just get some more clout together. How you feel about that, academics? Well, shit, I mean, honestly, you know, again, you know what I mean? Like, we can do it, but again, I don't want the federal prosecutors, like, again, you know, again, because I don't, you know, I'm just a square guy, again, because, you know, he's going to hit you with again 1,000 times.
Okay. Hey, you've been, I know you big on the family, so you didn't holler at the kids, everything good? Yeah, everything together. You know, the oldest one, she was taking hard at first, but now she old enough to where I could talk to her, so she cool with
man, she know her daddy a bum, and he ain't gonna see her until she 40 years old. She can't even talk now.
Yeah, that's the shit that's hurting the nigga the most, the kids, but everything else, you know.
Yeah, you know you ain't gonna see her till, she can't talk now, you ain't gonna see her till she 42.
Nah, this whole situation, man, again, that's why I need y'all to get up on it's just so much. Yeah, that's what I said. When I touch, I'm on my way to.
Yeah, because he got to. He got to get the clout for the money. He's telling y'all, when I get out of jail, I'm going straight to academics so I can clout it up and get paid. Because I'm going to need some money. Say less. Read between the lines.
What you getting on, man? We need you out here. Probably like, probably a good 80-90% chance. That's good. How you surviving in this?
80-90% chance. Nigga, that's a goddamn lie.
It's like BS. You know what I'm saying? Especially the stuff they got. Yeah.
Hit that like button.
Yeah, I'm
subscribe if you ain't subscribed.
On, man. You know, shit is way better on this side where you can fight that shit. You know, they try to kill you out of spirit. That's one thing I realized. They ain't kill your spirit yet, man. Sometimes I think niggas get locked down and be like, this shit over, you know? I know, but that's what, like, a lot of people be in here doing. I just be in here just, you know, still creating my content, still trying to...
Oh, do you see? He be in there creating his content, and niggas keep viewing, liking, comment, and subscribing.
Yeah. And I'm still making Brick my store runner. Yo, I'm shocked they got y'all the same stuff. That seems crazy. Yeah, but the thing is, we all fighting the same thing. So it's like, I knew to what me and Brick got, but Big Useless, Cuz got a lot of goofy shit. So it really don't have nothing to do with us too. So it's just like we all wrapped up in like some gumbo shit. Yeah. The only thing I would say is just you know, like, I just got this, like, ill feeling like, man, they really don't got nothing on you, but, like, they hoping that during this time, you gonna say something on the phone or some shit, they gonna try to, like, they stir it, you know what I mean? So that's why I want you to be careful, man, you know what I mean? Yo, you gave me good energy when we met in person, bro. You've always been solid with me, you know what I mean? I rock with you. I think you're hilarious. I think you're good at this content shit. You know, I want you to get some fun of this shit, bro. No, definitely. I appreciate you. You know, I fuck with you. Like the biggest on here. You get what I'm saying? So it's like when you.
He said you like the biggest on here. Clout chasing, talking too much. Give your case to the fed ass bitch.
I'm wishing the best for this situation. I want you to
this nigga can't stop talking. You know the niggas that talk all day, they got the hoes. They got the baddest bitches, cause they be talking to them bitches all day.
Everybody in here doing that. That's a lot better,
I can't talk to a bitch all day. I guess I can't have the bad ones. But I do get them, like Crit Mac said, them big booty sitches, but I don't hit them bitches in the ass. Hell no. I ain't trying to go to the duper whooper scooper. I don't want nothing to do with the duper whooper scooper. I'm a whooper, but I ain't finna scooper. And I don't do no pooper scooper. Check them out. The federales at it again.
I was just interviewing 4 extras, and he described a situation where
hell no,
people thought
we don't want to see no sneaky sassy ass.
But he
the best thing you
it
did
as
was what you did yesterday.
An op came over to his dorm. He squabbled him down, knocked his ass out.
No. We want to go to Brick Baby paperwork. We here for Brick Baby paperwork. Put your life on the line. I'ma send strip. What he say? I'ma send Kill Squad. Kill Squad is me and another nigga. Barry Gordy. Me and Barry Gordy is Kill Squad.
Brick Baby. You know what I'm saying? They already got people breaking the paperwork down. I decided to react to KB Goes Live breakdown of the paperwork.
Oh no! If you did that, I already went to him.
Hey, man.
No. We ain't doing that. I wouldn't even give you the clout. I wouldn't even give you the clout when I could go to that man myself. On my mama. On my mama. I'd rather give the man his shit. Why would I give it to a buster?
All right, so it looks like we've got some more
Rick is the
to
trick.
go over today.
Check out the man that said he ain't on no paperwork.
You don't have to. However, if you're interested in just reading this paperwork yourself, I have left a link to it in the description where you can read the whole thing or download it. I seen some people posting this stuff online where they were just reading it. Nobody ever gives a link to the paperwork, so I'll put the link down in the description below in case y'all want to read it yourself. But for those of y'all who click this because you don't want to read it, let's go ahead and jump into this paperwork. So Brick Baby's paperwork got released yesterday on Pacer, and basically what this is a memorandum in opposition to request for review.
OG Neptune Lagoon is not on Pacer.
Detention. Basically, Brick Baby filed some paperwork saying that he wanted to be let out on bond. They filed this basically saying no, and they lay out everything that they have against Brick Baby in this paperwork. So right here we've got
check him out.
You can see that they got Brick Baby listed here with all of his different nicknames. They got the table of contents here, which is everything that is going to be inside of this document, right? And there are quite a few things to go over. What contents we get here to this introduction? It says defendants are here this court to be released pending trial, arguing that a secure property bond is sufficient to reasonably assure his appearance and the safety
you gotta get your life together, Zaire.
Or the community. To the contrary,
Brother Zaire,
criminal history shows
Brother Zaire, this snitching gotta stop, Brother Zaire.
No matter what the consequences. Moreover, his conduct
my name's Terrell Floyd.
In this case,
his name's Zaire Mitchell. I bet you Terrell Floyd ain't on that paperwork, nigga.
With the the indictment first says in shooting at individuals possessed ammunition.
Bitch, nigga, snitch, nigga, oh, nigga, bitch, nigga, bitch, nigga, bitch, nigga, oh, nigga.
Defendant was captured on an intercepted call arguing with his significant other, in which she repeatedly recounted that the defendant had pointed a gun at her while she was holding his infant child. Execution of a search warrant at the defendant's home followed, and 3 firearms, including an AK-47 style gun and over 125 rounds of ammunition were found. After law enforcement seized those weapons,
just in case y'all can't add right.
Continued undeterred. In March of 2024, the defendant erupted at his place of employment, threatening individuals in the room and online with death, fighting security, and later admitting to possession of firearms.
This is P-Nice.
Throughout 2024, the defendant made claims online of murdering people.
Remember when he said the strap fell down his leg with P-Nice, with choking him out up against the wall?
Defendant
No
went
Jumper
on a live
took
video
forever
podcast with
to put out the
someone who he
footage
had previously
that Brick
threatened
Baby
to kill.
got choked
During
out.
the
For real,
podcast,
for
sitting
real.
across from that person,
Even Poetic
defendant brandished
Flacco
a firearm
knew he
in
got
his
choked
waistband.
out.
When the
For
defendant
real,
was
for
arrested
real.
the following day,
Oh,
an
my mom.
unsecured firearm with multiple magazines of live ammunition matching that seen in the defendant's waistband on the podcast were found where defendant was staying with his young child. Wow, so that was a crazy paragraph right there. Pretty much
Hit him with
they're
that
saying
sauce
that they
walk.
had a wiretap of Brick Baby threatening
that
to
like
kill
button.
his baby mama. They're saying that
This
Brick
nigga
Baby
pointed
went
the
on
gun
no
at the
jumper
baby
and
mama
threatened
who holding
to kill
the
a bunch of
baby
people.
in
And
the
y'all may
hand.
remember this is something that I covered on my channel. This is when
Nigga,
he
you out
went
of
on
pocket.
no jumper and had his infamous crash out and threatened to put a kill squad in the street if people kept playing with his
He was
name.
on that
And I'm gonna go ahead and
Perkiana.
play that clip
He
for
was
y'all
twerking
now
on that
so y'all
Perkiana.
just to add context.
Check him out. Check him out.
Underline, because this is nigga. On West Side Road, say that, nigga. On the dead homies, because y'all know what it is, nigga. And a nigga, boy. The reason I ain't come outside kill one of you, nigga, because I was in front of these white niggas.
And that's Barry Gordy in a black sweater with his hands right there. That's Barry Gordy.
Give a fuck about none of that, nigga.
That's Barry
Shout
Gordy.
out Devil Donut, nigga. Our real voties, cuz. These niggas.
That's Barry Gordy right there.
On 6-0, and this my home.
Young Barry Gordy, the homeless
on
man.
The hood. And whatever me
The
and my
homeless
homeboy
nigga in
gotta
Long
go
Beach.
through, to clear what we gotta clear.
This
nigga,
Barry
on
Gordy
6-0,
right there that was in
always
Long
be
Beach.
my homeboy, nigga.
Homeless.
It don't matter
At the
whatever it is,
laundromat.
nigga. But the energy.
That's Barry Gordy.
Nigga, now on. Keep on running content on my name, nigga.
Yeah, I'm gonna run it up.
in the street. Yeah,
Right, so they referenced that specific moment on No Jumper where Brick Baby was crashing out inside of this paperwork. Not only that, they mentioned that he got on the No Jumper podcast with somebody who he had quote unquote threatened to kill before in the past and brandished a firearm. And they're talking about this clip right here where Brick Baby, Loose Cannon, Adam 22 and Lush were all on No Jumper. And Brick Baby kind of did like a little stretch while him and Loose was kind of getting into it, and you can see the gun on his waistband. I think he did that so Luce could see that he was strapped, but apparently Luce ain't the only one that's seen it. Apparently the feds also were watching and seeing that. And this interview happened the day before Brick Baby was arrested.
They definitely dictated the stream. The Yummies did their thingy thing. That's a fact. Yeah. We had some good fun, good clean fun.
Are y'all noticing the patterns, like the bricks and all this shit look a little different and all that?
You really feel like that?
Yeah.
You said Kappa was the one that
All right, so those are the two incidents that they referenced in that first paragraph. It continues, it says, all of the above conduct occurred after years of violent crimes, firearm possession, evading charges, and troubling
violent
crimes.
They still talking about Zaire El Mitchell.
Of incarceration and supervision have not deterred him from continuing to commit dangerous crimes. There is no reason to believe this defendant remained detained. It's got statement of facts.
Snatched up my ass. That nigga got snatched up, wrapped up, wore the wiretap, boot up his ass out the door.
It says in the first
Adam 22 knew it.
Defendant was intercepted
because
on
why?
They
pulled Adam 22 in for the conversation. He had conversation with Adam 22 when he bailed him out of jail.
Throughout March 2023, defendant discussed how the mother of
better do your research. Adam 22 bailed him out of jail. Why? Because he needed the content for No Jumper.
On June 20th, 2023,
dig
a
that
person accused defendant of the same conduct. That day, defendant's significant other stated, "You pulled a gun out on me with your daughter. You pulled a gun out on me in front of your
by Brick Baby.
daughter.
Listen,
you pointed a gun at me with your bitch ass." Defendant responded, "I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Ever since I've been with you." Wow, Brick Baby is a real piece
he
of
said,
shit.
"I ain't gave a fuck since I've been with you." His baby mama.
Again about her picking up her daughter, ordering her to take the fucking baby outside, you stupid bitch. You sit in the house all day, you dumb asshole. Casey told defendant she could not walk her dog because defendant
he sure did get snatched up.
He was the one who hit on people. Defendant responded, "Man, on 6-0, shut the up, bitch. I just told you, you keep playing with me. You just want to see it." Defendant told Casey to leave and said they were done. On the same day, Casey again stated, "It's so up that you can't even apologize for the things you do. You've never apologized for treating me bad. Pulling a gun out on me like this is cool for you, but you want me to go do stuff for you? You talking about you don't want me, you got going on, but you gonna pull a gun out on me or my child though, right?"
Wow.
Responded on 6-0, "Yeah, you don't get it. I don't give a
hit the like button,
I
man.
don't."
Subscribe.
On 6-0 Crip, And remember, this is all on wiretap, a phone call.
All on
recording.
wiretap.
Get it right. His baby mama.
Get it right. He said he got snatched up.
Firearms
He better get it right.
Recovered from defendant's home.
Snatched up.
Following
All right.
the above mentioned calls, law enforcement obtained
he was on the perk and forgot he had wiretap.
Inside his home, law enforcement found the 3 firearms and ammunition listed in count 2 of the indictment. They found a .380 caliber pistol, a 9mm caliber pistol, and a .556 45 caliber assault rifle style firearm with over 125 rounds of ammunition. Defendant tried to drop some of the firearms and ammunition from his balcony into the courtyard of his apartment complex, just as he had previously stated that he would do on another intercepted call. Now, it says defendant is recorded on intercepted calls, making other admissions. Throughout the remaining period of the wiretaps, defendant made countless assertions or threats pertaining to violent conduct and weapon possession. For example, on February 20, 2023, defendant stated that he did not respect the elders in the gang and would pop anyone that was on 6-0. On March 6, 2023, defendant was on the phone calling his mother and found the mother of his child outside of his house. He told his mom that the mother of his child was in gangland and wanted to expire early.
And they show that part to your big homie
she wanted to die in front of her son on 6-0, as defendant's mother screamed at him to stop because he may be being recorded. Damn, even his mama knew he was on wiretap. On March 6, 2023, defendant told KC that the police
even his mama knew he was on wiretap.
He was tired of doing what they told him to, and then he was ready to shoot the mother of his child. Later that day, defendant
tired of doing what they told him to do.
Kill the mother of his child, and he put that on 6-0. There's some interesting wording right there. It says that Brick Baby told his baby mama KC that the police were acting stupid and that he was tired of doing what they told him to do.
You heard me.
What that means,
you heard me. You heard me.
Somebody might be working. Anyways, it goes on. It says on March 28, 2023, defendant said that he would body slam the mother of his child on her neck and to stop playing with him. In the same call, defendant discussed how it felt to kill someone and have to go to school and play basketball the next day. Bullet point D, defendant continues to threaten violence and carry firearms. In addition to the intercepted calls online, defendant continued to threaten violence, carry firearms, and discuss both. For example, in March 2024, defendant quote unquote crashed out at his place of employment, threatening to shoot people and eventually fighting a security guard. Defendant later admitted in separate interviews that he had a firearm on him during the altercation and that he brought his daughter with him to the studio that day. And they got this picture of Brick Baby standing up, while he was crashing out. It says in June 2024, defendant argued over the phone with an individual and claimed that he had killed more people than the other had fought. Defendant stated that he swore it to be true on his 4 babies, which he repeated many times. In later attempting to downplay this claim, defendant stated that even if he had 1 murder, that would be more than the other person had fights. And right here, they're talking about when Brick Baby told Loose Cannons, I got more murders in the hood than you got squabbles.
I got more murders than you got squabbles in the hood. Yeah, those than you got squabbles in the set. In the hood. Hey, I got. Can you give us like at least 2 names from your put on and what block? I ain't never seen you at no meeting at Hyde Park Horseman or at 54th. When did you get put on? When did you get put on? I got put on in 2002. I got put out in 2002 Eileen Street at June House for a second. Yeah, dead on me. So when you get put on? No, you
2002? Nigga. I was from the hood at like 96, 97. Oh, you's a whole bitch. I was born in 84. I was from the hood at like 86. 96, 97. For sure before high school. You's a bitch.
All right, on bullet point E, it says defendant is charged with repeatedly possessing a firearm and ammunition despite numerous felony convictions. I was about to graduate in 2002. Firearms and ammunition, all in violation of USC 922. The first charge stems from the defendant shooting 3 bullets into a business parking lot in July 2022 to ward off would-be robbers. The second charge involves all the firearms and ammunition found at his home in June 2023. Both of these charges charges followed 5 felony convictions from 2010, 12, 14, 16, and 20, respectively. Damn, Brick Baby is getting arrested and charged every 2 years for the last decade. It says, respectively, while the pretrial services report includes a longer criminal
every
history
2 years.
with
That's
out-of-state
sad.
convictions. Bullet point F, the morning of defendant's instant arrest, he had an unsecured firearm and ammunition in reach of his young child. On March 19, 2025, law enforcement arrested the defendant on the felon in possession charges in the indictment at his residence in Gardena, California, with his significant other and young child. Agents
He
found a
lived in
Glock 26
Gardena?
firearm and a 17-round Glock magazine with 16 rounds of 9mm ammunition.
Brick Baby
as well as
lived in
another magazine with
Gardena?
16 rounds of 9mm ammunition.
The Section
defendant kept
8
all
capital?
of that unsecured despite residing with his
Hawthorne
significant
and
other and
Gardena
a
is
child he
Section
had already
8
threatened with a
capital.
firearm before, despite being arrested with all of the firearms and ammunitions at his residence in June 2023, despite his many felony convictions prohibiting him from possessing firearms or ammunition, and despite California Penal Code 32310 prohibiting possession of a
That
large
nigga Baby
capacity
Baba is
magazine.
still in
The
Gardena.
defendant's criminal history is full of violence and supervision violations. As shown in the pretrial services report and the indictment itself, defendant's multiple firearm and ammunition possession charges in this case are far from the defendant's first crimes. Number one, in 2006, there was a narcotics and obstruction of law enforcement charge. Almost 20 years ago, defendant earned his first felony from a narcotics distribution conviction, while he also was charged with willful obstruction of law enforcement officers by use of threats or violence. He was sentenced to 10 years probation and given a second chance with community service and schooling conditions. Incident number 2 in 2010, reckless evading involving assault with a deadly weapon. In 2010, defendant's criminal charges escalated with the charge for assault with a deadly weapon with great bodily injury likely and a conviction for evading a peace officer with disregard for safety. Defendant was sentenced to 365 days in jail and 3 years of probation, a violation of which resulted in 2 years of confinement. According to the certified conviction records and police reports for the original crime, police saw a S worker enter the defendant's car. A defendant then sped off upon seeing police. Defendant led police on a high-speed chase through stop signs and red lights. At some point, defendant pushed the female out of the moving vehicle. The victim landed on her face and defendant ran over her thigh with his car. The victim later stated that she asked to be let out multiple times, but Brick Baby refused until he later threw her out of the car. The victim also stated that the defendant said he had something he needed to get rid of during the chase and threw a handgun out of the window. The third incident, 2012 to 2014 narcotics convictions. Upon his release in 2012, defendant was arrested for transportation of a controlled substance and ultimately sentenced to 365 days in jail and another 3 years of probation. That probation was later revoked after the defendant admitted to violating it. 5 months after that arrest, but before that sentence, he was arrested for the same crime in Nevada and ultimately was sentenced to 4 years of probation. In 2013, he was arrested for and by 2014 convicted of possession of a controlled substance. Defendant later received misdemeanor relief for that conviction, but he thereafter violated his probation again. Incident number 4, 2016 criminal threats conviction. On August 2nd, 2016, defendant was convicted of criminal threats and sentenced to 2 years in state prison, although he was given yet another opportunity with the suspension of the execution of that sentence and 3 years formal probation. He violated that probation multiple times, even receiving a no-bail
I didn't see Brick Baby in the county jail until about like 220.
Incident number 5,
I said I ain't
robbery conviction.
I didn't see Brick Baby till 2020.
Was convicted of robbery and sentenced to 6 years imprisonment. This arrest.
I told you I ain't seen Bosco in the hood in 6 years. So Brick Baby, see how all my shit line up? I seen Brick Baby in 2020. I said I ain't seen Bosco in the hood in 6 years.
Footage from the news. It says incident number 6.
This when I said Brick Baby was asking me all them questions in the county jail.
The defendant was charged with carrying a concealed weapon, robbery, and minor in possession of a weapon. He has further arrest for narcotic sales, many failure to appears in multiple states, obstruction, multiple felony and possession charges, false statements, flight, assault with a deadly weapon, multiple fugitive from justice warrants, inflicting corporal injury on a spouse, criminal threats, and multiple robberies. Defendant also has misdemeanor convictions convictions, and an infraction involving arrest for taking a vehicle without consent, driving on a suspended license, and domestic violence. Number 7, defendant's fraud crimes. Defendant's crimes do not pertain only to violence and weapon possession, though. Defendant is currently under investigation for fraudulently applying for FEMA benefits by claiming to be a renter of a property in Pasadena, California, destroyed in the Eaton fire in January 2020. Moreover, in his
Wow, that nigga was scheming and scamming.
Previous arrest, defendant was in possession of multiple social security numbers, addresses, and
Oh
other personal identifying information that he had bought on
like
WhatsApp.
Brick Baby
Defendant
was
photograph
trying
of
to
a
make it,
driver's license
baby.
with his photograph,
Just like Loose
but a
Cannon.
different
Loose
name
Cannon.
ordered defendant to be detained pending trial based on risk of non-appearance.
Brick Baby.
This court found detention to be appropriate based on 1, the defendant's history and characteristics, including his criminal record of fugitive arrest and violating probation and parole conditions, as well as insufficient bail resources, and 2,
Brick Baby.
safety risk due to the nature and seriousness of
Brick Baby.
and his criminal history.
Cold nigga there. Brick Baby. Check him out. Brick Baby.
Legal standards for pretrial detention. Must be detained pending trial where no condition or combination of conditions will reasonably assure the appearance of the person as required and the safety of any other person in the community. The detention is thus appropriate for a defendant who is either a danger to the community or a flight risk. They then state this case, United States versus Matamidi. It says the Bail Reform Act mandates an individual evaluation guided by the factors articulated in 3142 United States versus Diaz-Hernandez. Those factors are the nature and circumstances of the offense charged, including whether the offense is a crime of violence. 2, the weight of the evidence against the defendant. 3, the defendant's character, physical and mental condition, family and community ties, past conduct, history relating to drug or alcohol abuse, criminal history. And 4, the nature and seriousness of the danger to any person or the community that would be posed by the defendant's release. They cite another case, United States versus Windsor. It says defendant should remain detained. All of the 3142 factors justify ordering defendant to remain detained pending trial. It says 1, nature and circumstances of the offenses. The nature and circumstances of the defendant's offenses unequivocally weigh in favor of detention. Defendant's offenses, which are possessing multiple firearms on multiple occasions and over 125 rounds of ammunition, some of which he fired, are serious. The fact that defendant fired at would-be robbers in a business parking lot and less than a year later was found with firearms after purportedly pointing them at his partner and child only confirmed that the defendant should not be possessing firearms, not to mention his multiple prior felony convictions, each of which alone prohibit him from possessing firearms in the first place. His continued possession of another firearm and even more ammunition at home with his child during his latest arrest only further corroborates the need for his detention. Moreover, defendant faces a statutory maximum of 15 years for each count, as currently charged due to defendant's extensive criminal history and with enhancements for the type and number of firearms and obstruction of justice. Defendant faces a likely guideline range of 92 to 115 months imprisonment based on a total offense level of 21. And for those who don't want to do the math, 92 months is 7.5 years, 115 months is 9.5 years. That's what he's looking at based on these charges that he got. They got the charges listed: base level offense, 23 firearms plus 2 obstruction plus 2, making the total level of his offense of 24. The severity of the potential penalties involved augments defendant's risk of non-appearance. So they're saying because of what he's being charged with and the sentence that he's facing, and based on the fact that he has skipped out on court dates in the past, it's likely if they release him that he will skip out on this court date as well. It says, as courts have recognized, such a lengthy sentence provides significant incentive to flee, and given defendant's criminal history and category, he is facing a guideline sentence of nearly 10 years. They cite another case where somebody had done that exact thing.
Daughter gonna be 11 when he get out.
A long sentence. It says defendant.
That's a fact. His daughter gonna be 11 when he get out. And that's just the starting.
To appear and parole violations confirm the same. In sum, the nature and circumstances of defendant's offenses demonstrate that he is a risk of both danger and non-appearance. Number 2, weight of the evidence. The evidence that defendant committed the charged offenses is overwhelming and cannot be ignored in assessing defendant's risk of danger and non-appearance in this case. Defendant was captured on audio recordings discussing firearms and other crimes for months. When his home was searched, those firearms were recovered. Defendant was previously captured on surveillance footage.
So it's like whatever he spoke was real.
Recovered at the defendant's location in the video.
He just told on himself all the way like loose cannon. They talked themselves to jail. I ain't never known no niggas do no shit like that.
Including the night before his arrest on the podcast video as found in his home during the arrest. All the evidence in this case conclusively shows defendant's continued possession of firearms and use of those prohibited firearms. Accordingly, the weight of the evidence, which this court shall consider under 18 U.S.C. 3142, favors defendant's continued detention. It's got number 3, history and characteristic of defendant. It says defendant's history and characteristics also favor detention. Indeed, defendant's involvement in multiple violent offenses renders him partially dangerous to the community. The evidence of his violence and threats of violence is all exacerbated by defendant's apparent continued access to firearms as detailed above. The recordings of defendant discussing uncharged conduct cast his already damning criminal history in an even more troubling light. Defendant's many convictions, along with his recent involvement in these firearm offenses, further establish the danger he possesses to the community if he is released. Additionally, defendant's headlong flight from law enforcement on multiple occasions and countless supervision violations only reinforces his dangerousness and his incompatibility with pretrial release, as does his attempt to rid himself of the firearms when law enforcement searched the location. For all of these reasons, defendant's history and characteristics support his continued detention. It's got number 4, nature and seriousness of danger posed by defendant's release. It says defendant's release would pose a serious danger to his own family and the community at large. Law enforcement risked exposing its investigation into a deadly criminal enterprise by executing the search warrant at the defendant's home in June 2023, all to protect the defendant's partner and child from defendant hurting them. In multiple intercepted calls, defendant's partner had discussed the defendant physically hurting her and pointing a gun at her and her child. Despite law enforcement seizing multiple guns and ammunition from his home, which unquestionably should have been a turning point for the defendant had another unsecured gun and many more rounds of ammunition in reach of his child when he was arrested 2 years later in March of 2025. Defendant's risk of danger to his family cannot be ignored. Additionally, defendant is not only a risk of danger to the community at large, but has acted on his dangerousness time and time again. Perhaps most concerning is defendant's continued criminal conduct after being caught with firearms, including illegally possessing another firearm, which weighs strongly in favor of continued detention. Bullet point C, defendant's proposed property bond is insufficient.
This nigga shit is so long, it's like a motherfucking
support from family
college lecture. Nigga, this nigga brick baby.
And put up a property bond on his behalf is admirable. But there is no condition or combination of conditions to warrant his release pending trial. Even the proposed secured property bond would not mitigate defendant's danger to the community in light of the severity of his charged offenses and his serious, lengthy criminal history. Even if the defendant agreed to other conditions, those limitations, including electronic monitoring, would all suffer from the critical flaw in that they depend on the defendant's good faith compliance in order to be effective. In particular, electronic monitoring does not prevent a defendant from committing crimes within the monitoring radius, including his home, where he has been caught with unsecured firearms and ammunition more than once. And there is no reasonable way to assure that a defendant would not make impermissible stops or detours on his way to places permitted under the restrictions. Given defendant's repeated commission of crimes over the course of this investigation, as well as the litany of criminal convictions, warrants, violations, and continued criminal activity while on probation or parole, this court should be wary of the defendant's ability to obey his proposed restrictions. Because defendant's personal commitment to abide by release conditions is the key factor for determining his fitness for bail, his serial and flagrant criminality counts as against bail in this case. Conclusion: this court should therefore order the defendant's continued detention pending trial. So there is the paperwork. That is everything that basically the feds are saying they got.
And they saying they ain't letting them out.
Tabs, real evidence, like the guns that they have collected on multiple occasions. It's a wild story for sure, but that's what we got. That's the paperwork. Like I said, I'm reading it for y'all so y'all don't have to. Y'all gotta let me know what y'all think about it though in the comments down below, because that.
Said that's Moments TV. It's the end of the live, man. It is what it is. Brick is the trick, man. Brick was the link. Brick linked the loose cannon. Loose cannon got live. They made him viral. Whack 100 put him on the platform to put out Big U because he was getting into it with Big U. Man, it's all a charade. But Whack 100, he started all this shit. But Brick Baby, he been telling. He was the link for Big U way back, right when he got on YouTube and told the world. And even with that Dirk shit, you know what I mean? Like, they was listening to everything, but best believe he gonna pop up on that Dirk shit. Say Less Moments TV. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And I'm out.